In August 2024, I purchased an older vessel and did everything I could to get it ready to take on a summer vacation. This would be a stress test on the vessel and myself. I had no idea what I was in for. It is a beautiful morning. It's kind of that magic hour. And these little islands I'd never seen before. So pretty. I see a big rock out in the middle there, so I definitely want to keep an eye on my fry. I wonder how often James Fry says that. Keep an eye on my fry. Well, good morning. Leaving Jedediah, finally getting a little bit of service here. So some messages coming in and stuff, but I can't really respond right now. I'm headed towards Campbell River, heading on a compass bearing of 295 north. And yeah, there's a bit of chop come up. It was so calm this morning when I left. There was no weather or anything. Well, I guess I could have tried the VHF radio for weather. But anyways, thought I'd get out a little bit and see if I got some service, check the weather from there. Pretty much going unless it's like hurricane or gale or something like that. But it's a beautiful day. I'm headed north-northwest straight into the waves today. So not riding them perpendicular to where I was headed like I was on the way here. Anyway, I'm just going to put the camera up on the radar tower and just let it run for a while. And then you'll hear me if I got anything to say. I think the microphone's working now. The dream had returned. Out there, right in front of me. Everything was working. Both engines. I just wanted to be out there. In the calm, warm water. Swimming whenever I wanted. Yeah, so here's the sea we're dealing with. I really want to be heading that way, right there. Off into the middle of nowhere. Well, we'll have to see how much fuel we've got, and then we'll have to see how much fuel we got as we're getting by Comox Campbell River. We might have to head that way for fuel, but we'll see. I haven't quite got a handle yet on how much fuel this thing burns at various speeds and whatnot, but I'm doing about 8 knots right now, just under 8 knots, which seems nice and easy. Has me getting to Campbell River by about 340, it says, at this speed. So that's a good 7-hour cruise. I don't know if I got 7 hours fuel. Yeah. So these waves are fairly largish, as you can see. I gotta make sure everything's battened down pretty well. Look at this sucker. Whoa. Woo. Yep. Gonna be a bit of a rough cruise today if I do this today. Do I have to do this today? I don't have to do this today. There isn't really even anywhere to calm down and get a reading. So you know what, I might go down and check the VHF weather. See what else I can find. I've got some web pages and stuff now that I've got access for Government of Canada marine forecasts and stuff. All right, talk to you soon. Definitely having the rudder going the right direction definitely help. Okay, let's get over closer to Texada and hug that. Nothing goes sailing over. Seems my choice of times being out the straight are not the best. I don't remember it ever being this rough. It was about as rough as when I came. White caps. Wind 10-15 knots. I mean, that's I guess enough to create this shit. Need some things working better on this yacht. Look at this wave. Holy shit. Whoa. Ow. Ow. That's how shit gets broken. Right there. Again, I don't see any other boats out here. Whoa. Freaky up here, man. Holy shit. Glad this isn't that smaller boat. Yeah, look at these three. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is gonna be rough. Hang on. It's too fucking rough out here, man. I think I gotta go into this cove here. Take a fucking break, man. This is nuts. Smiles at me and stands up tall in the blank of night. I heard him shouting murder. Well, here's where I am. Texada. Okay, I'm gonna go to neutral and just take a leak for one thing. It's a pretty spot here, though. Wow. Figure out what the details are of that firing range and how deep the water is. Well, here we are, Davie Bay. Floating on Davy Jones's locker. A big shallow spot over there. So there's this little island thing behind me. It's pretty cool, I like these cliffs. There's a cliff dive off of there. I don't know how deep it is, but you'd want to check. And then behind me, I don't know if you can see it. The water's kind of very light color between these two. It tells me it's pretty shallow going through there. I don't think you'd go through there. No one in their right mind. Go through there. And then this is the edge of Texada. Over here. Okay, leaving this little inlet, which is called, it's not actually Davie, it's Mouat Bay. Mouat, M-O-U-A-T. And that's Dick Island over there. Dick. Hey, Dick. Dick Island. I was thinking about taking the kayak over it. Going for a little hike over there. Looks like a cool spot. But the weather's calming down a bit. I'm going to make my run for it now. Powell River. Robust. So that was definitely Davie Bay we were staying at. Stopped there. Check the weather. Environment Canada said 15-kilometer winds all day long. Tomorrow as well. And the next day. So Look at Windy. Windy said it was 10 knots, but it was dropping to 5 knots at 1 p.m. So I waited till about 12:30, heading out now. And sure enough, it's much nicer. It's only a few white caps here and there, and the waves are much smaller, so that was a good call. So I think we're actually much closer to the tip of Texada than I had originally thought. Which means we're pretty close to Powell River, which is great. So we'll just see what time we get there. Of course, now that I have a route set for it. Avionics isn't telling me what my ETA is. That makes sense, of course, right? Of course. Anyway, talk to you soon. Ship over there. It's like a big yacht. Otherwise, beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Well, I'm just rounding what's almost the tip of Texada Island here. Running on one engine. So the tanks emptied unequally. So it seemed like the starboard engine was burning a lot more fuel. Plus, the starboard engine seems to be the only one charging the house batteries, which continued to die each night. And I was glad I bought another battery to jumpstart myself. I had to use it every day, a couple times a day sometimes. So that was good. Anyway, there's the actual tip over there, I think. Texada. So one of the tanks ran dry, and they should be able to run both of them off one tank, but nuh-uh. Some reason one of the engines stalled when that tank dried, and running them, I can only seem to get one going off the other tank. So I had the starboard engine running, couldn't start the port engine. Finally accidentally stopped the starboard engine and started the port engine, and it ran fine, but then the starboard wouldn't start. So I think there isn't enough fuel flow out of the tank to feed both engines, maybe, or it's just full of air in the line at this point. But that doesn't make sense because I could start it when the other one was stopped. So I don't really quite get it. Anyway, I'm coming in on one engine, and wish me luck. I'm gonna have fun docking with no steering again at Powell River Fuel Dock, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So, see you soon, crossing the tip of Texada towards Powell River.
Story short, I made it into Powell River. I was watching a ferry coming in, trying to stay out of the way. Somehow, miraculously, I got the second engine started. And so, docking, refilling for fuel and water was easy. I headed north towards the Copeland Islands. The entrance to Desolation Sound.
stayed at Brent's Sundancer. I slept in the bow, and the bow hatch leaked, so it rained, and we were sleeping in like 2 inches of water. Somehow managed to sleep. It was so amazing and so wonderful. I didn't care, you know. I remember just laying in a cozy spot on the bow. You get too warm in the sun, you just roll over the deck. Roll in the water. It's just the same temperature. Somebody float you over a cocktail. You just float on the water for like 2 hours. Crawl back out. Yeah, that's all here. That's where it started. Brant, it's all your fault. Wow. Hey, there's Mount Nippy. I can see it way off in the distance. Over there. Oh, it's just behind those trees. There it is. See that very deep wavy? You probably can't hear me because I don't have the microphones on. Anyways, it is what it is. Cheers.
At long last, I made it to the Copeland Islands before the sunset. It was a beautiful night. I woke up the next morning and I played Beautiful Morning. I made a burger, but then I threw it overboard because it was kind of green. All that time turning the refrigerator off at night. The next morning I made some toast. And one of the boats nearby brought me some prawns in thanks for my performance. And everything was perfect. I was ready to head on my way. Little did I know, that was the last day of everything working perfectly.
Baby, I will. And I'm with you, baby. Know that I will. I'm with you till I will. Baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, don't you want me, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on, don't make my baby, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, don't you want me, my baby. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful day. All the sailors take warning. Isn't that what they say? You're a beautiful woman, got a beautiful face. Now that you're moving